So I guess it's safe to say you voted for Kamala. Kamala? Why did I say Kamala? That's what Andrea said last podcast. I was like, what is she saying? Her name's not hard to pronounce, only if you're an asshole and you like actively try to pronounce it wrong.
Kameka? Camila. I can see like Camille.
It was like borderline racist when Trump was doing it. He was kind of like Kamala or Kamala or whatever. Who knows how you pronounce it?
I mean, how do those people talk? Who knows? Like, they say all kinds of this and that. Like, hey, yo, like stuff. What is that? What are they even saying? Is that English? What is that assortment of sounds? Was that English? I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, no, I didn't vote, actually.
Yeah. But I think it's safe to say if you had voted, you probably would have voted for Kamala.
So when it was Trump versus Clinton, I was like, man, where is the Libertarian Party right now? Like, now's the perfect time. If we had a decent candidate, Hillary was very polarizing. Obviously, Trump's pretty polarizing. So, like, if you could pull somebody up that has half a brain in their head, but we are never able to do that, it seems like. Like, never, ever. If we find someone who seems like they're going to be okay, they immediately, they're like, wait, Tasmania, is that like near Tajikistan? Like, or whatever. You're like, what? Like, you're going to be our representative? Oh, yeah. So
bottom line, like, not voting or voting for the Libertarian Party is pretty much the same thing. So,
yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I mean, I'd like to vote for the third party because I think it'd be good to have a third party that's like actually like a contender.
But I'm just like, is this what even the people who were Donald Trump supporters, is this really what you thought you were voting for? You thought you were going to vote for the guy that's like, who's going to take it upon himself to like crash the economy? And
there were so many things that happened that I was like, this will surely be the thing that like will make, like
Teflon Don dodges another bullet. Literally dodges a bullet, and then he's gonna figuratively dodge bullets.
Yeah. Like, I mean, like even back at the beginning when like the whole like grabbing her by the pussy thing came out, like I saw people interviewing women, and they're like, you know what, I actually think that's fine. Like, that's not a problem at all. I was like, what? Like, he's like, she's actually very pro-women, and I really like his ice princess.
If I can think of one pro-woman motherfucker, it is Donald Trump. That's like
totally.
He just screams pro-woman.
He's like, yeah, I'm a feminist. Really, really feminine.
And listen, how did we find the one son of a bitch on Earth, the one guy that thinks that like this tariff thing is a good idea? So somehow he became president. But I haven't heard anybody who can like justify that tariffs are a good idea. I mean, his guys are like doing their damnedest to try to contort themselves into explaining that these tariffs are a good idea. I mean, let's look at the chart. All right.
Yeah,
Why don't we start? We usually start with the get rich portfolio, but I think we should start with the baseline in this case.
Okay.
All right. The S&P 500 baseline down 2.25% today. Ooh, down
10% overall. Wow.
Yeah, from being up pretty strong. All right, I'm going to show you the graph. Let's cycle through the graphs because this is
okay.
Right, today, no big deal. 5 days, down 9.79% in the last 5 days. Here's the 1 month chart. We're just rocking on, moving it up and down. I mean, come on, man. Like, come on, look at it.
Yeah. Okay. So 10% was the S&P.
Yeah. Oh, you want to see ours? All right.
I do.
Well, we're crushing it. We are crushing the S&P.
Oh.
Somehow.
We were up 18% recently.
I know. Right. I know. Let's see our 1 month chart. Oh, God. Here's the 6 month chart. Oh. But guess what's up? Guess who saved the day today? Eagle Pharmaceuticals up 51%.
Yes! Oh my God. I mean, I think we should sell. Yeah.
And also Reddit 7%.
Man.
That's a good day.
Man.
That's a good day.
Yeah, no
Almet
kidding.
3%. Valaris options are back up.
Hey.
Yeah.
Look out, Valaris. I mean, not overall. Moving in the right direction.
All right, wait a minute. All right, wait. You want to see a
I can't
bloodbath,
wait.
though? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I do.
Oh, my God.
Ow, ow.
Friend
ow.
portfolio is down 3%. I can't remember. Is this number better or worse than the S&P?
It's very
though?
close.
Very close. I think they've caught up to the S&P the wrong way.
The S&P has caught up to them in terms of
a lot of red right here.
Man, Kroger.
Kroger's
I like that.
grace.
Right. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, you thought that was a bloodbath. Wait till you see Justin's tariff portfolio.
So remind me, the tariff portfolio is like the ones he said the day
the tariffs were announced, he said, go out and buy the biggest losers. This is all a scam. It's all a conspiracy. Donald Trump's hooking up his friends. If you buy the biggest losers, when the tariffs come off, they're going to be the biggest gainers.
Okay.
Now, listen, the tariffs haven't come off, in fairness to Justin, okay? And the scam might be still in place, and he's continuing to try to drive the prices down. Justin is not the only person I've heard this from, so this thing exists out there. All right, are you ready for this number?
I'm ready.
Down 16% since inception, which is like we only
2 weeks ago or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Man.
And if you compare it to the same time frame, the S&P's down 12%. He's still getting crushed. But if we're being fair to Justin, the tariffs have not come off yet, so maybe his thesis will hold true.
Yeah.
Well, so yes, on that note, dear listener.
Yeah.
This is
episode number.
I paused because
50.
I think maybe we should cue the music.
Hey!
Cue the music! Ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to Robert and Kalyn Get Rich. This is episode number 48. Today is April 7th, also known as Liberation Day 5. This is Kalyn and I saying hello and welcoming you. We are interviewing a cat named Josh Wood, who is unfortunately American. Boo!
Yeah, boo!
But he lives in Tasmania.
Yeah.
Which is part of Australia.
Yeah.
Believe it or not.
Like the only person I've ever met that has even been to Tasmania.
Didn't even know it was like a real place that wasn't just in cartoons. And
yeah, they've got a lot of devils there. That's what I know about it.
Exactly. Kalyn represents the average American. By the way, I also didn't know that much more except for Tasmanian devils, so not to pick on Kalyn too hard.
No.
So, anyway, we're going to have an awesome interview with Josh Wood, and we will take you to that now, and then we will come back and wrap things up. See you soon.
So, yeah, when I was at the advisory board, I worked with this girl named Paget, who we were, like, super good friends. We all worked from home, so sometimes she'd come over and work from my place, and we'd, like, open a bottle of wine at, 11:30 in the morning and, see where the afternoon took us. But anyways, I was helping her, like, the project that we were working on together. She's the trainer. I had developed MicroStrategy, and so analytical software, she was going to be training on that. And, like, we missed a deadline, so our boss meets with us, and he's like, what happened, And I was like, well, I mean, I worked with Paget many times this week, but I didn't put together a full script for her. So, that basically that was the full extent of my, like, I had done everything I could do besides literally write out exactly what she needed to say. And she was like, that's true. That's why it didn't happen, because Kalyn didn't give me a script. And I was like, bitch. Like, you didn't do this because you were drunk. Like, are you kidding me? Like, you just totally threw me under the bus. I was like making a soft landing for you, but like, okay, like, excuse me? Like, I have to write a script? I'm not a trainer. Like, I told you, here's what you need to do. Here's the click path for, like, this is the big wow, okay? You say it how you want to say it. So, she stood by that forever. And I was like, dude, that's not what happened. She was like, well, I mean, but I don't want to get in trouble. I'm like, yeah, but then you got me in trouble. Like, because then our boss left with, like, nothing else. He's like, well, this one has said that part of it was her fault, and this one has said that none of it's her fault. So I guess most of it's probably the one who admitted to some of it. I was like,
it must be a George Kimmel trait to, like, eat the blame. Like
that.
I
mean, I feel like it's constructive in general. Like, there's always a distributed blame.
All right. I had ChatGPT.
By the way, guys, apparently we got stood up by this dude from Madagascar. Part of it was mostly Robert's fault. Like 98% was Robert's fault, but like, then also 1% my fault.
Yeah.
And 1% the guy's fault who's not here.
So I get 98% of the blame. Explain your 1%. Explain what you had
My
to do
1% was I know you sent me a text and you're like, hey, can you do this time? And like I didn't respond right away.
Okay, gotcha. You're right. Actually, listeners, that's why this didn't happen. It's Kalyn's fault.
Well, yeah. I mean, if I had responded right away, your email wouldn't have said, like, I'll get back with Kalyn and let you know or whatever. So really, it's all my fault.
So here's the solution, Kalyn. You've got to play the guy, okay? So you're a badass amateur boxer, survival skills, every day in the gym, coaches other trainers. Other trainers, gorgeous mustache, like.
Oh yeah, I did. I'll get some.
Exudes.
These are eyelashes, but we'll go with a little.
But you got to do both roles. You have to be him and then yourself. Okay.
Okay, so I'll do this side. This side will be him, and then this side will be. Right?
You're exactly right. Before we get into, I gotta show you the
let's pull him up. I look like a drunk Hitler right now, like oh shit, I was supposed to keep that centered, but like.
Right. Let me share it. Strong for Life online coaching. These guys are pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Got some real amazing before after pictures. Actually, here he is.
Yeah.
Oh, he was a power lifter. He was a power lifter. I'm like, this guy. He does mace and gada training. Yeah, sure. He had a thing about how to make your own mace.
I don't know what
I watched it.
What's a gada? Like a mace is a ball with a bunch of spikes coming out of it, right? Like that's.
Yeah, this looks like a mace.
So I looked up gada, and a gada is a mace. It's blunt. Are you guys actually using maces, like the spiky ones? Like.
No, they're using the round ones.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, so here's what we're going to do.
Okay.
I had GPT write out a list of questions that might be asked of a life coach. And I was going to have you answer some and Coach Josh answer some. So
yeah.
I will give you one moment to affix your artificial mustache, Coach Josh.
So, for the listeners, when I'm like this, I'm clearly a muscle-bound Tasmanian dude who's into training trainers and making people better. But if I'm like this, you might recognize me as Kalyn.
Life coach Kalyn.
Life coach extraordinaire. Yes. who's got eyelashes glued to her lip.
All right, Coach Josh. I keep saying yes to things I don't want to do. How do I stop?
Yeah, this is a really common problem that we come across, and basically you need to be accurately weighing how important your time is and knowing that like having strong boundaries breeds better relationships and makes you feel better about yourself.
Oh, that sounds really wise, Coach Josh. Coach Kalyn, I'm constantly busy, but I'm not getting anywhere. What's wrong?
Same. Like, I don't know how people like do jobs and stuff and like still are able to like, clean their apartment. I fucking haven't changed my sheets in 2 weeks.
Okay. Okay. Coach Josh.
Yep.
See you later, Coach Josh.
I'm gonna do this. Yes. Hello.
All right, Coach Josh.
Greetings.
I feel overwhelmed every Monday. How do I fix this cycle?
Well, there's a lot of different approaches you could take, but you could start by setting up a time on Sunday night to plan out your Monday, and so then when you wake up, you have already got your day mapped ahead of you.
Okay, thank you. That's helpful, Coach Kalyn.
Yeah.
Why do I struggle with motivation?
Oh, man, good question. Well, probably because your time is really valuable. And so, like, who wants to spend it doing bullshit that sucks, right? All right.
Okay.
I don't know. No, like the mustache really does make me look totally different. I feel like.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe just this side, like,
You know, if eyelashes make you look different, you know a mustache is gonna make you look different.
Oh, yeah. Like they say, the girl that was in Dirty Dancing, Jennifer Grey, I think it was. Like she got a nose job, a standard nose job, and like no one ever recognized her again. Like everyone's like, yeah, right, you're just using that name. Like, but apparently she looked totally different. She like made her nose a little like less schnozzy.
Yeah, right.
And then she looked like a totally different girl, and I was like, yo, Jennifer. You're not from Dirty Dancing. I know Swayze.
I beat him up.
Yeah,
I taught him how to swing a mace.
I kicked that guy's ass right before he got his pancreatic cancer diagnosis. So,
I already got that. Yeah. I went over his house and I kicked his ass anyway just to motivate him.
And I was like, dude, you're fucking weak, man. Like... That's like so mean.
Get out of bed and do some dancing.
Yeah,
like fight it, dude.
Pancreatic cancer like kills you so fast, and but get it together, dude. Like it's embarrassing. I'm gonna take this off now. Okay. All right. I mean, it's fun. So goodbye for now. Well, I'm sure this person will be back. This character.
Thanks for checking in. Thanks for checking in from Hobart, Australia. So I was going to share, I mean, what else can we talk about than the Trump tariffs?
Right.
Just the overall chart of what they're tariffing how much, and I'm like, okay, EU 20%, blah, blah, blah. China 34%, we knew they got hit hard. But the ones that really jumped off the list were Cambodia, 49% tariff on our $12 billion in trade, which is like 5% of EU. And then the other one was Sri Lanka.
Yeah, fuck those guys, man.
That's my reaction exactly. Like, go get them, Sri Lanka.
Get out of here. Yeah.
Look at them picking our pocket, $3 billion a year.
Man.
But by far the best, and this has gotten a lot of press. But The Independent, which is a British newspaper, writes, "Penguins pay up. Trump slaps tariffs on an uninhabited island near Antarctica."
Well, I mean,
the Trump administration
just you don't know. People might just be like, "Fuck it, let's set up shop down here." He's getting ahead of it. He's just like thinking he's
He is. That's what they said when they pulled the guys. When they pulled the guys onto Fox News, they're like, "What are you doing, taxing this piece of rock in the Pacific Ocean?" They're like, "It's in anticipation in case people set up for war." But the Trump administration placed a 10% reserve. They are external territories of Australia and Antarctica, home to penguin, seals, and glaciers. Here's how we can really screw over the American people: is set up a factory on Heard Island.
Right. You'll have to do all the infrastructure because there's fucking nothing there. Those penguins are lazy as fuck. They didn't.
I forgot to read this line. The islands are entirely uninhabited by humans and only accessible via a 2-week voyage from Perth by boat.
Well, I'm glad that we're at least we're thinking ahead. We're thinking ahead. Not about we're not thinking about the implications to the American people thinking ahead, but we are thinking ahead of what if those scoundrels over there decide to go
rack up a trade deficit. They weren't the only one. The Norfolk Island, a tiny volcanic outcrop in the South Pacific, also found itself on Trump's list. The move has left the island's 2,188 residents scratching their heads, a mixture of amusement and bewilderment ripping through the community. According to U.S. government data, the U.S. has recorded trade deficits with Norfolk Island for the past 3 years. The island exported $300,000 worth of goods to the U.S., $700,000 in 2023, and $200,000 in 2024. Imports from the U.S. stayed at $100,000 in all those 3 years.
Well, they're going to be paying some tariff on that.
Products from Norfolk Island are going to have a 29% tariff. Well, there's no product, so it's not going to have an effect, said Guy Duncan, who owns a tax consultancy on the island. This is just terrific. It's just terrific.
Yeah, no kidding. See, Trump's one that doesn't do a lot of here's my fault.
Exactly. Trump and mom collaborate on a project, and the boss pulls him in the room and
who's gonna get thrown under the bus here? Georgia Kimmel or Donald Trump?
Georgia, why didn't Donald finish his presentation?
I wasn't able to get the font finalized for the printouts that he was gonna be reading from, so they couldn't get that triangle turned over in PowerPoint, and it took. I've been stuck on it.
This happens.
And
happens.
And and Trump's like, yeah, I couldn't do it because of her.
She
didn't get me.
I had it planned beautifully. I was going to present.
It was what a presentation!
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. Some people, a lot of people were saying this was the greatest presentation this company ever had.
Yeah, but then lazy Georgia couldn't get the triangle turned.
Lazy, I call her lazy Georgia. Yeah, a lot of people saying
I'd fire her if it were. I tell her that,
Georgia, you're fired.
I don't understand any of the argument for the tariffs, really.
Nobody, including the economists these guys quote as saying that tariffs are great for economy. Those guys are writing editorials and shit. These guys have totally misconstrued our right. I want to be clear. I had nothing to do with this, everybody. Please don't revoke my tenure.
People know that I'm an economist, and everyone's like, I will kill you.
Right.
Yeah.
I was already sitting at the kiddie table at the economics conventions, and now freaking Donald Trump's henchmen are telling people I'm their guy. I'm like, oh, Jesus
They're
Christ.
Whoa. You just found my article. I didn't even talk to you.
Henry, what's this I'm reading about you telling Donald Trump that tariffs are great and that we should tariff everything?
What?
Henry, he said, look, Scott Bessent, the secretary of something or other, said Henry Schmorgel is the guy who said tariff. It says it right here. Look, Henry Schmorgel recommends we tariff the shit out of.
Oh my God! I'm gonna throw it a video. Hello, people of YouTube. I'm Henry Schmorgel. And I did not. I need to clear my name. I never said that stuff about tariffs.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to tell you, Henry Schmorgel. Wow. What an economist.
Wow.
What a guy.
Wow. What an economist. Henry Schmorgel's like,
Henry, come out here to the Rose Garden and help me present these. Henry, why are you back? Why are you back in? No, just come on out here. Come out here to the podium on the Rose Garden and come present the tariff. No, Henry, don't you recognize me? I'm Donald Trump. I'm president of the United. You don't why? What's the matter with Henry? What's going on? Is he having a stroke? Is that? We talked about things making that would make Henry faint right there.
Yeah.
This is Henry Schmorgel's carcass, and he'd like to tell you.
Yeah. We're gonna have a day. Today's now officially Henry Schmorgel Day. We're naming the day after him. It's a national holiday. Close the banks down.
He's like, no. Yeah. And what we do every Schmorgel Day is we pick a country. You pull a thing and a country pops out and we tariff them 82%.
Yeah. We're like, okay, this is a version of Pin the Tail on the Donkey, but we've just blown up the oceanic regions of the world, and we're like, okay, we're gonna spin you around now with the blindfold on to go on, you walk over and this country closest. Oh. There's no one living there. That doesn't matter. That's okay. You still win. Yay.
See you next Morgul Day.
Yeah.
All the kids are like, I'm dressing like someone from Vanadu. Or, what is the name?
I look like a tribal person who doesn't do any kind of exporting because all we do is like use like the, we're out there canoeing and catching jellyfish all day, and that's it.
We export jicama and eels.
Yeah. Our biggest export is like the bone that we use to like pierce our nose. Like that got popular randomly, so.
And the only people we export to is that island over there.
We only have a population of 700, so,
Come and take it, Trump. Trump's like,
yeah,
we are.
Yeah.
That fucking bone that used to be 50 cents now it's $1.25. Like,
yeah.
Who loses? The American consumer.
The Americans. Take that, Americans.
But here's the funny thing that happened. Trump was right. And entrepreneurial Americans opened a bone factory in Wisconsin, bone nose piercing factory, and brought those jobs right here from those motherfuckers in
Look
Vanadu.
at that, yeah. And now who's sad? It's us with our nose piercings and our shitty canoes. We didn't have enough resources to like build a good one this year because we got cut off from the American market.
But Tonka, we used to be just perfectly happy, like sitting around eating our eel and our jicama and piercing our noses. It wasn't until the curse of capitalism came our way.
Yeah, now we're who cares about the environment?
Should we weigh the bear and do that, or what do you have in mind? You got something top of mind?
We missed out last time, so I've been missing seeing that hunk of red goo.
All right, we're as close to a pound as you can get without it being a pound. We're at 15.9 ounces.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I can't remember if I told you about the Peeps that I'm bringing up for us, when I come up next week. But Peeps has gone to fucking town. They're taking a play out of Mountain Dew book on what they should be making. I'm bringing the Dr. Pepper flavored Peeps, but there's also a whole variety of other flavors. And I saw a bath bomb that was from Peeps, and I'm like, what? This shitty marshmallow candy now makes a bath bomb? That. I don't know.
What does every woman want at the end of a long, hard day?
I just want a marshmallow that's shaped like a chicken, and then flavored mostly just old sugar, preservatives and artificial flavoring. But sometimes I want to have it taste like root beer, or the other flavor they have is Rice Krispie treats. It's I want to taste like Rice Krispie treats, but only have a shitty old marshmallow. Let's make this company. It's going to be great.
So the gummy bear weighs in at 13.7 ounces now. So way under 1 pound. That looks like this.
Yeah. It's crazy that we're going to be done with that thing.
Weird.
There it is. Coach Josh in the flesh.
We can see you.
How's it going?
It's going great. How are you?
Oh, just getting into the day.
I wore this sweatshirt for you.
Hey.
Yeah.
No, we would call that a jumper.
A jumper.
Sorry. Yeah.
They got all these other. They got a word for everything around there. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
That's it. There's a lot of slang.
Well, that's good.
So we have a confession to make, Coach. We screwed up the time zone, and so we've been on for an hour. And
we thought you stood us up.
And not everything we said was charitable. So we'll see how much.
So there might have been a little bit of
okay.
I was like, hi, I'm Coach.
I mean, no one's
me.
gonna tell the difference.
I know.
It's the same. It's the same picture.
It's like you're looking in a mirror, isn't it? It's like that.
Right?
It's the same thing. I don't even need my camera.
So we were talking. We were making much hay of the tariffs. So I'm just curious if these days when you walk into your local coffee shop and they realize you're an American, do they just start throwing stuff at you, or what's the reaction?
No, I just carry my Australian passport.
Ah.
Carry my Australian passport around. Sorry.
I have nothing to do with these people, I promise you.
Too much Sesame Street as a kid. Just the way I sound. I'm Australian, see?
Are you Australian citizen only then, or are you dual citizen?
Dual.
All right, so you can hide the fact that you bear some responsibility here. What is the perception of the U.S. over there?
Well, it kind of depends. Like on the ground, like anyone who's traveled to the U.S. who's traveled to the U.S. is like, oh, it's great. Like it's so much fun. Like people are so nice. The food's awesome. Like it's a neat cultural experience. There's so much beautiful land. But then you get the let's say older generation who has never left their hometown and then just watches the news compulsively.
Sure.
And then they're like, oh my God, America this and America that. And it's like,
yeah,
America's not the reason that your dollar is 60 cents on the dollar right now. Like it's, it's not the reason things are so expensive and falling apart here. Like that's not even a problem you should be worrying about. But the compulsively watching the news crowd is pretty much the same world around.
Yeah.
It sounds like your old people are pretty much the same as our old people, because ours do the same. And they're like, yeah, America. Ah.
Boomers are boomers.
So there hasn't been like a perception shift in the last week or anything as these, because there has here, because a lot of people lost a lot of money.
The only place I've seen a lot of like back and forth is on the export of Australian beef. Because Australian and New Zealand beef and dairy are sort of renowned for their quality, because we've got grass growing year round. The cows and the sheep and the goats and whatever it is can pasture year round, and so the quality and the benefit of grass fed on a label is worth some money.
Absolutely. I love yogurt, so like
I eat body weight in yogurt every week.
Yeah, so there was a period that I noticed a lot of different like kinds of yogurt showing up, and like Australian and New Zealand yogurt is now like on the shelf. It's good.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Yeah. And a lot of like protein powders, like your whey protein comes out of Australia and New Zealand, and they just repackage it in different places. So there's a market. It's just probably going to get a little bit more expensive for the U.S. to take in those things. Right. But we'll see. We'll see if Australia comes to some sort of agreement on trade, because we've already had tariffs on U.S. products coming in. There's already been a blanket like 10% tax duty on stuff coming in, and it was a little bit higher for some products, like I think alcohol and tobacco coming in from the U.S. had like I think tobacco had like 1,000% up mark coming in, because our tobacco taxes are wild. So we already had tariffs. If they implement a tariff, it's kind of only fair. So someone's going to have to decide to come to the table and negotiate something.
I drink my body weight in alcohol every week, so we've got that in Josh. So.
That's quite the feat. It's impressive.
Well, that's one of the recommendations you have for your clients, right?
Oh,
it's a good goal.
Eat like an adult. Habit number 7 is body weight and alcohol.
I watched your TED Talk, and my takeaway was eat hamburgers and cake. I mean, it's all good. So
if that's all you got from it, then I did my job.
No, you had some singers in there, man. You had some funny lines about, you ask like, how many pieces of pizza before it's a celebration, right? So
yeah, that's right. When is it actually a social occasion? How much cake do you need? How many wings? It was a funny event, because like it's on a theater stage, and you got the spotlights in your eyes, and you can't see the 300 people sitting in front of you, and so you're kind of like, I don't know how things are going to land. But the big one, when I said, don't eat your emotions, you could just hear all these like real nervous chuckles out in the crowd, like this shadow mob is out there, and they're like, oh. and then because it was all catered to the whole day, because it's a full day event, and so it's like immediately after my talk was donuts.
Yeah,
they catered donuts for the whole crowd.
And the people there are like the caterers, like, we've never seen so few.
And I'm sitting up there in the like lounge room, like munching on donuts, and people are like, hey, I really enjoyed your talk. I want to ask you about this and that. I'm like, yeah, cool. Let me try these donuts.
That's too funny.
Those are good donuts.
Yeah, and then I read up on you, and you're like, fucking former boxer and like teach people how to swing maces and like I'm like Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I have a lot in common with this guy.
Yeah.
Survival skills. Kalyn wants to talk to you about surviving.
Check.
Fellow swinger.
I did just watch Alone Australia, like, and they go to Tasmania, which I was like, that what weird synchronicity.
That's like 3 hours from here.
Yeah, where they were.
No, yeah, that's nearby.
They very different attitude on that version than the American version. One of the guys that went like the longest, he was like, basically, I'm just like, how long can I starve? I have not caught anything. I've had, I've eaten a few worms in the past 12 days, and it's like,
it's awful. And there was a lot of feedback on the first season of Alone in Australia too, because like they weren't allowed to hunt anything. They couldn't leave their hooks out overnight in case they accidentally get a platypus.
Right.
And you have all these limitations that make it basically just a game of starvation.
Right.
And like I know a few of the people who've been on there and a few people that have applied and things like that. And they're like, it's just so hard to do here because of all the limitations. And the funny thing is, someone mapped their location over a Tasmanian map. And some of those spots were about 3 kilometers from a grocery store.
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's like imagine learning that after you get out.
You're like I just
60 days in the bush or something, and you're like, yeah, we're just gonna stop by the grocery store on our way out.
Yeah. Like, okay, sure. How many hours do I have to wait? Like, how long do I have to sit in the back seat here on a rocky gravel road?
Oh, it's just 3 Ks down the road.
What?
We'll be there in 5 minutes.
Right?
You could have walked.
Man.
I'm surprised there weren't murders right there, just on the back.
I mean,
if they had the energy for it, they probably would. Because the first 2 seasons of that show were shot up on Vancouver Island, and I was living up there in British Columbia at the time. The winter spent like 40 plus days sleeping under a log, just eating slugs.
Oh God!
You lost like 50 pounds or something.
And it's like, man, I don't know.
So gross.
Yeah, gross, and like the people who come in second, like especially if you're like, okay, I've done what I needed to do, like you're not like medically removed or whatever. You're like, okay, I'm just gonna go home. Probably there's a bunch of people, and it's like, nope, you were the second to last one.
They don't tell the last person they're the last person. They just hang out there as long as they can. And
no. Like once the second to last person leaves, like then they bring usually the spouse.
They come out and tell you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they like have a medical check. Like they do medical checks regularly. So they'll just have them come and do the weigh-in and ask them questions and then surprise them with their like loved ones. And everyone's like,
it's very touching.
Like
Jesus
they're
Christ,
surprised,
man, take
and
a
they
shower.
also are like, oh my God, I haven't like seen anyone in forever. Like, it's just so much overwhelm. I'm like,
so what I'm hearing, Josh, is like wherever you move, Alone just follows you around. Like you go to Vancouver, they go
basically
there.
They're just waiting. They're just sitting there waiting.
Like,
one
we
day,
are gonna get this son of a bitch to sign up for this show one way or another. What?
Yeah.
I'm gonna. If I did though, I'd probably be like one of those guys who shows up on the first day like full of like piss and vinegar. Like, oh, this is gonna be sick. I'm gonna absolutely dominate this, and I'm gonna like look around and be like, oh, this is gross. Hey guys, can you pull me out?
There was one season where the guy literally like as the boat is driving off from like dropping him off, he's like, I don't like these woods. Like.
No.
Yep.
No,
I'm
there was
officially
one of the
tapping
Canadian
out.
ones like that.
Yeah.
Where they're like, there's like, I think I heard a bear. Oh, hey, can you come get me now?
Like the
it's
boat
like
just
one.
like did a U-turn. Like it hadn't even left like well, I guess you got a free trip out of it or something. I don't know. But yeah, I like that show. It seems too difficult for sure. I mean, not just because I don't know anything about survivalist stuff. Like I would not be able to like
it sounds like even if you did know about survivalist stuff, you wouldn't want to do. I mean, this is the definition of you can do it, but
you
you
have to
want
to do that too.
Yeah, like the thing that I think is interesting, I've noticed like the guys, and I say guys meaning guys or males or females, just the people who do really well right at the beginning, like they never last that long because they're like, I feel like I could do this forever. It seems like if you struggle a bit at first, but not too much, if it's too rough, then you go home. But yeah, there's like some magic level of like struggle to success,
and a lot of it is your ability to be alone.
Right.
Like a lot of people get super depressed and lonely, and they're like, I need people.
Yeah.
And I think having 2 young kids right now, I would just absolutely thrive off of some peace and quiet.
So next time that show comes, you're going to be signing up for that.
Yeah.
It's like, you guys have really talked me into this.
Well, I definitely recommend
I've been talking about needing a vacation.
Yeah. I definitely wouldn't take a picture of them though, like a photo, because that seems to be the thing that's like the trigger. They're like, oh my god, I love these people. Yeah.
You want to forget them, Josh. Forget the kids.
You gotta go feral. You gotta go full feral.
I love it. Yeah. When you said you lived in British Columbia, I'm like trying to picture the map. I'm like, man, that's very far. Like that's a big
I
move.
grew up in the Midwest,
right?
Like I was born in Portland, lived first 12 years in Nebraska, 8 in Minnesota, went overseas to the UK, spent most of a year there, came back to the US for a few months, moved to Australia, was here 8 years, then went to Canada for 2 years, and then came back and moved to Tasmania, and I've been here for 6.
Wow. Yeah.
And like little trips around Southeast Asia. I did some Himalayas backpacking and did some tour guiding out in Sri Lanka.
Sri Lanka?
Yeah.
Funny you should mention
we
those
were just
guys.
talking about them.
We're tariffing the shit out of Sri Lanka, man. 49%.
It's like one of the
I saw something about that. It's because their food's so good.
No,
if they're gonna export that shit, it's unfair. Honestly, some of the best.
They're totally taking advantage of us by selling us delicious food, and we're gonna have to tariff the hell out of them.
Their selection and variety of pickles is wild. It's probably the pickle industry. Like they're probably like dominating the U.S. pickle industry, and Trump's like, we can't keep up. We can't keep up with all these pickles. Have you ever had a lime peel pickle? No, you're missing out.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I want to.
I'm going to add that to the bucket list for sure.
I need to book a flight to Sri Lanka.
You can get them at like Indian groceries and stuff too. They're very similar.
Wow.
But like sweet, tangy, sour, crunchy. Oh, so good.
The other thing we were talking about were these teeny tiny islands off the coast of Australia, or like not off the coast. They're like 600 miles from Australia, but owned by...
Right.
So the McDonald's.
Oh, like near the Antarctic?
Yeah, exactly. No humans live there, just penguins, but we're tariffing them too, So you've probably been there, because that seems like the sort of thing you would do.
One out, but there's obviously, like it's a cold place. Maybe that's where ice comes from, and we need to moderate that or something.
Yeah. Santa Claus lives there.
I hate it when we run out of ice.
It is McDonald's Island. Maybe it's where McDonald's is
sort of weird penguin meat industry.
Yeah.
You're the finance people, not me.
Yeah, sure.
That's a stretch for me, certainly.
We're working on it. We're trying to get rich. You seem like a really chill guy, but then you're into combat sport, like you beat people up in a boxing ring, like what the heck?
Well, it keeps people chill.
Yeah, that's
common
from a couple of people that that I know that have done various kinds of fight, like whether it's traditional boxing or whatever. They all talk about it being like, I work it out there, and I'm just cruise or whatever.
Well, I had a guy when I was in consulting to companies, and the CEO of one of these companies was an MMA fighter, and so we'd be in these finance meetings, sitting there going over the numbers, and he's got this black eye and a cut across his cheek, and you're like, But he was not a guy. Yeah, I was just gonna say he was not a guy you would have any doubt was. You're like, oh, okay, that makes sense. MMA fighter, this guy, he was crazy. But Josh, you're like, chill, and then go ahead. Sorry, I cut you off.
Yeah, well, I mean, like one of my first careers was massage. Like I taught massage for about 6 years in Melbourne, and I ran a clinic for a while, and that's when I was in like my peak boxing season. And I had a brand new like relaxation massage class starting on the Monday, and I had a fight on the Sunday. I think it was the night before.
Yeah.
It might have been the Saturday, but I think it was Sunday. It was like within 24 hours, and I got the shit kicked out of me. Like my nose was broke, black eye. I broke my eye socket. My eye socket broke.
Oh, jeez.
And then I had like my eyelid inflated with air when I blew my nose, so I'm like puffy-eyed, black and blue. My nose is twice as big, and I'm like walking into this new class. I'm like, Hey kids, we're gonna learn about relaxation
Everyone's
massage.
like, oh my god.
I thought you were gonna say you had to
It was fun because like
you're boxing and massage, and you had to keep telling yourself which one you were doing. Like, don't massage this guy. You're boxing this guy.
it's basically the same thing. It's just
like,
it's just degrees of intensity.
It's just degrees of intensity.
It's the same stuff. No, but I remember that class because like it's an intro to anatomy and things like that, and I was like, so you can see my face is really broken up. Those of you that aren't squeamish, if you like, you could come up here and move the broken bones to my face and have a feel. Because like my nose, it was the nasal bone here was broken, and like it like clicked, like you could like click, 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 click. So I got a few students to learn some initial anatomy that way.
Was there a trip to the hospital involved with this? Did you go after the bout, or you just recovered and on your own you sort of knew nothing was wrong?
No, I had to go to I got a CT. I got a CT because if your eye, like your orbital floor here breaks, it's very, very thin. If it's really bad, like it will break through and your eyeball can drop into your sinuses. And so I was like terrified. I'm like, oh my god, like how bad is this? Like I need to go get holy shit. And so I did get a CT scan and like it's not that bad. Like your eyeball's not going to drop into your sinuses. So that healed on its own.
You're like,
I didn't bother getting my nose fixed because I'm still involved in combat
keep fighting.
sports.
I mean,
and
it's going to happen again.
It's just going to ruin whatever work they would do anyway.
Oh, man.
Kalyn's reaction to all that was absolutely priceless. So that tickled me. But
gosh, I'm probably not likely to take up fighting personally, like
or be a doctor who pushes orbital bones around. So you're just like health fanatic nonstop, huh? We've on this podcast we've treated gyms and health and as sort of a hobby at best, a chore at worst, and so then for somebody who's like, this is what I'm all about, this is all I want to do, I just want to be in the gym all the time and coach people and all this, it's like a pretty foreign concept. So explain yourself.
Like that.
It's not.
Who do you think you are?
What are you doing coming on this show and telling us all about workouts?
Well, let's see. So I don't know. Like I'm not David Goggins. I'm not Cam Haines or Joe Rogan or any of these like big like I just live for the gym sort of folks. I do gym shit because it lets me do cooler shit out in the real world. It's about being capable of like spending an hour sword fighting with my 4-year-old at the end of the day, or like getting out and hiking mountains and hauling toddlers around, and like the gym is what I do to make sure I look good doing all of that. It's not about what you can do, it's about how good you look doing it.
That I can get behind. But then it just takes so damn long. It's like you work out for a while and you're like, I'm still overweight and I'm just
I'm still doing this. Pick this heavy thing up again.
Again,
I just picked it up.
I just picked it up.
There's a little bit of a trade-off there. You got to keep picking the heavy thing up.
So I know I've saw some like really amazing before and after pics on your website, and so my brother, his big problem area is that like he has no ass at all, like problematically little, like his butt'll hurt sitting too long because it was like bone on skin, like nothing there. So what do you do to like fix that? Like
aside from cushions,
or eating like a bunch
actually that's actually like a major like health risk as you age. Like if you imagine like your stereotypical cute little old man, and he's got the pot belly and the suspenders. The suspenders are what old people wear because they don't have glutes to hold up their belt, and their belly is too big to go have a belt around it. It's like the first stage of I'm on the path to death. So
that's
when you start
good.
losing your glutes,
see, you're on your way, Robert.
My kids keep telling me.
When you lose your glutes, it's like statistically much more likely that you have mobility issues as you age You have difficulty getting on and off the floor. Your trips and fall hazard increases. Breaking hips is more common.
So they didn't go away though. He never had them.
Yeah, this is a point of clarification.
Not everybody is born with 10 fingers either. Like some people just are at a disadvantage.
I don't know if it's that level. What would you say, Robert? Is it like
I have the 10 fingers worth of glutes. Just no additional.
I mean, the secret to that is
squats,
weights.
of course.
Damn Start doing squats.
That's the worst one. Squats are the worst, except for lunges.
Leg press.
Okay.
Yeah, lunges are great too.
Yeah.
Leg press, deadlift, squat, lunges.
His daughter like got her butt from me, which seems to be unrelated to my brother. Like we're both like
opposite end of the spectrum.
Girls with dunk. We've got some junk in the trunk, whatever. I don't know. So
some people are blessed.
Yeah, and I guess I got he got the brains part, and I got the butt part when the family genes were being divvied up. So I don't know what's better.
That might be a good trade.
I don't know. Is that a good trade, Kalyn?
I mean, I wouldn't really know. Because I didn't have the brains part,
there's no counterfactual. So
I mean, my butt doesn't hurt after sitting for that long.
That's one of the pluses.
Yeah.
I was pleased to see there are no Starbucks in Hobart. I was Googling. I found a McDonald's. But I was like,
yep, we got McDonald's.
How badly has the U.S. shitted up the culture here in Hobart, and it seems like not too bad.
Well, I mean, we got McDonald's, we got KFC, we got Burger King, but it's rebranded here. Burger King's not.
Is it Burger Prime Minister or something? I'm just kidding.
No, it's Hungry Jack's. Hungry Jack's.
Came in
I have heard of Hungry Jack's. Yeah.
King is he's in costume. He's hidden from the spies in Australia.
Well, it was a copyright thing because they had a Burger King in Sydney in like the 80s or whenever it came over, and so they had to come up with something new. But it's like it's the same logo, it's the same branding. It just says Hungry Jack's.
I love that. We're like, this is totally a different company. It's everything's identical except for
wink.
Yeah.
So we got all the fast food. But no, the coffee culture down here is superior.
Yeah.
It's a very different thing. Like the Melbourne, Sydney coffee culture is like world renowned.
Yeah,
it's the best. There's
high
there's
praise
Starbucks
from a cat
in
from
the big
Portland,
cities.
huh?
Yeah,
I know, right?
I know you do say in
it's
the
good.
coffee places. Yeah.
Coffee and vast expanses of wilderness are the two things.
Yeah.
And martial arts.
That's all a person needs, right?
Yeah.
Someone to fight,
energy,
and coffee.
Right? Yeah.
What else is a felony?
Yeah.
All right. Well, so Josh, the time has come.
Jeans,
I don't know. You read my email, which probably you got in midnight or something. But you have an investment here to add to the guest portfolio. Did you see that in my email?
So we have our.
Nope.
All right, Kalyn will explain it to you then. No problem.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So
okay. All right.
So each week we talk about a company and we decide whether or not we'll invest in it. And then when we have guests on, we've created a separate portfolio of like we say we'll invest in. We don't. This is all like pretend money. So we'll invest in whatever company you like, and you can kind of explain to us why you might invest in said company. And so
we thought there might be something in Australia, an Australian company you like, or given your workout, your survivalist, whatever stuff,
Yeah.
See, Australia doesn't manufacture a ton of stuff, and there are Australian companies. There's a lot in the finance sector actually. I'm trying to think of a company that I'd invest in. I mean,
what about like the people that make the things
tricky.
that you use for curling? Like, I don't know if you're Minnesota. Like,
I freaking love curling.
No, how about the Australian Barbell Company?
Okay.
All right.
We actually manufacture. We have a barbell manufacturing company down here. It's the only one that manufactures in Australia still, and they've been around for almost 100 years.
Wow. That's cool.
Yeah, so one of our longer
That's awesome.
manufacturers.
Do we think they're public?
That's
Any
my
chance
pitch.
they're public?
Australian Barbell Company.
I can't imagine a better pick for you, Josh. Honestly, like that just fits.
You have to.
Like I said, I've known you an hour now, or maybe a little longer, and that's just such a perfect fit for the portfolio. So. Awesome.
Awesome.
Well,
I don't think they're a publicly traded company. You'll just have to like call them up and ask them if they accept like American dollar dues and send them a check or something.
That's right.
Yeah, be like, we can do this under the table though. We don't want to deal with that tariffs. Like,
tariff-free investment from the United States.
Yeah.
I'm calling you guys up from Cleveland, Ohio. I know it's the wrong time because I screwed up the time zone once again, but I'd really like to invest in your company. So.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. Josh.
It's just probably like one guy.
Yeah, it probably is. He's just a dude like working a machine, like cutting the plates, shapes.
Yeah.
And, you know, putting the threads
Melting
on the inside
iron.
of them.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Probably imports it all from the United States, and this freaking tariff is going to shut his business down.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Coach Josh Wood, tell us all about it. Tell our listeners where they can learn more about you and about what your company and what you do.
Yeah, well, so all my business is actually online these days. I rarely see a client in person.
Wow.
And full half of the people I work with are over in the U.S. and Canada.
No kidding.
So my company is Strong for Life Online Coaching. Website is strongforlife.online. You can also just Google Coach Josh Wood, and I show up most places on most social media. Instagram, LinkedIn, everything. Just Coach Josh Wood or Strong for Life Online Coaching. If you are interested in some free resources, the website's a good place to go. Got a great protein pancake recipe. Just made it for the family this morning. Ooh. It's a big hit. Bunch of recipes.
You have a great website.
Eat like an adult
Super
guide.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank
you. Yeah,
really
there's
enjoyed.
lots of freebies there to get people started wherever they're at.
Yeah.
Well,
awesome.
That's awesome, and we thank you for coming on our show. And you're now on our Rolodex, so next time we need to check in with Australia, you know, the island surrounding Australia.
I'll be here.
The penguins or, you know, the kangaroos or whatever. We will
Tasmanian devils, Robert. Tasmanian devils.
Yeah.
Or the wallaby. Why did we skip the wallabies?
The
wallaby,
please send us that video. I've got to see this video of you like throwing the
I will. I'll find it.
Yeah. I
Awesome.
probably won't send you the video that I have of me trying to, like, you don't want to see that. Or maybe you do, but I don't know.
Please don't. No, it's okay.
It's like, if you're into gun safety, then, like, you're not going to like it. Like, that should not have happened. But yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. All right. Speaking of things that maybe should never have happened. No, I'm just kidding. All right, Josh. Thank you. Thank you for wasting an hour with us. This was super fun. This was awesome learning about you and Australia, your company,
Anytime.
and of course the Australian Barbell Company. So, we'll talk to you soon.
Put links into everything.
Everybody go. Yeah. Everybody go check out Coach Josh Wood at strongforlife.online. We'll see you later. Thanks, Josh.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you.
So that was our interview with Josh Wood from Tasmania.
Wasn't he great?
Yeah, let's hope he was.
Hopefully he was.
If he wasn't great, I will have edited it down to something that was approaching great.
5 minutes of like, oh, okay, so you guys aren't worried about this. All right, back to you, me and Kalyn in studio. Cool. Okay.
Well, Kalyn, I think we ought to cue the music and say goodbye. Here we go. Cue the music.
Sounds good.
You've been listening to Robert and Kalyn Get Rich. Hey, listen. Here's the thing I forgot at the intro, because I'm a freaking amateur, even after 48 freaking episodes. Would you please like and subscribe and send us to your friends and send us an email, robertandkalyngetrich@gmail.com.
Leave us a comment. Tell us what you think of our hair.
Do something. For God's sakes, people. Don't just sit there like fucking monkeys on us.
Yeah, don't just absorb. Give us something back. Come on. We don't need money.
If you can muster it, like...
Yeah, you don't have to be mean.
Be constructive with your feedback, okay? You know?
I know I don't always come off looking like a genius, but like we don't need to necessarily point that out as the thing every time. Yeah. Everybody keep your chins up while we've got the, tariff stuff going and liberation days commencing or whatever.
By the time you listen to this, it'll be like Liberation Day 10 or something. We'll see how liberated we are. It'll be amazing.
I mean, I've never felt more free. I'm like, woo, damn. I thought we were free in America before, but shit. Isn't this fun? Oh my God, it's so great. Like, I love watching my money disappear so that I know I'm like, just look at me go. Wow. Like, I don't know.
I'm not sensing any sarcasm whatsoever. I can tell you're a hardcore Trump supporter, Kalyn.
Yeah, love him. He's my favorite.
And with that, I think we ought to sign off. Bye. Bye.